Hey guys, I had a dream last night that I would like to share with you all, and any interpretations would be helpful. Um, the dream started as a series of other dreams that kind of led into this. So where I remember it being kind of significant to share, I found myself on a really giant porch. Like on a country home overlooking a field and farming land. And there were tons of chairs sat out on the porch, and there were tons of people gathering. And we were gathering there to, I guess, we were auditioning to create a movie or play, but I think it was, I think it was film. So there was all these people, and we were either talking about our auditions that we had already been cast for, or we were kind of waiting to audition, and we were all outside on the porch, and it was nighttime. And just so a reminder, I grew up Catholic, so I'm used to the whole Ash Wednesday thing, where they say, from dust you have come, and to dust you will return, and they put a cross on your forehead that ends up looking like a random smudge. Okay, so that is part of my upbringing. In this dream, everyone had something on their forehead. They either had the Star of David, or they had an upside-down satanic star. And I was looking at all of the people, and I finally realized, I said, hey, all of you guys with the upside down stars, you're just taking the back roles. You're just taking the less out there roles, so you don't have to be exposed by the public view. And as soon as I said that, the one that was closest to me, who I was kind of accusing, he went like this. And he tried to smudge it off so you could barely see his satanic star. And multiple of them had done that. They started going like this. So you couldn't see their star, and you couldn't tell which star they had on. And then I walked off the porch. I started kind of taking in the whole picture. And I backed away, and I had this epiphany, this revelation that was so strong, and I was like, they're afraid of us. They're afraid of the children of David, the children of the promise, and they're trying to trick us into thinking that we aren't powerful, and that we don't really have the roles that God says that we have. And that's the whole purpose of this. So I backed away, and one of the guys that had a satanic star on, he ran out into the yard and chased me. And all of a sudden I knew that I could fly away if I wanted to. So I start flying up through the night sky, and I get to a point where I pass through the clouds and I can see the sun. It's beautiful. Like kind of like when you're in an airplane and you see the sun finally after the clouds. And I kept going up further. And then, I don't know if I supposedly ran into a planet or what, but the atmosphere, or whatever you call it, I guess, that I was in, it became like watery and jelly. I could still breathe in it, but it was like thicker. And it was like I got pulled into another atmosphere. And then I arrived on a planet, I guess. I didn't know what it was that I arrived at, and it was like a resort. There was all this outdoor water and organized, structural, so it wasn't like natural water. It was like pools and jacuzzi type things, but it took over like a whole city area, and it was a lot of it was shallow water. So I walked into the shallow water, and there were people walking in the water, and the shallow water was still like up to your waist, a little bit lower. And I said, "Is this heaven?" And they laughed, and they said, "Oh no, if this was heaven, we would have done things differently a long time ago." And everyone just looked like normal people. And then I saw somebody who had the Star of David. I forget where, if it was on their clothing or if it was on their head again. But they had the Star of David displayed, and they were in like chains. Like they were considered outcasts here. They were prisoners. And then I somehow was on some sort of like sidewalk conveyor belt thing, and I became a giant, and they were all talking about me, and they were like, wow, she must have done some really great things. Look how big she is. And then they were like, I don't know, then when I got off the conveyor belt, I turned into their size, so I guess they were smaller than humans. I don't know, it was weird. And then when I got off the conveyor belt, I grabbed the Jewish person in chains, the Star of David, the Israelite person, I don't know how to say it. They were a good person that was enslaved, basically, I think. I grabbed them with their chains, and I was like, come with me. And we ran to this place that was like the library of the planet, and it had like all the knowledge of the planet. And we went up, there was all these people, like professors and people that worked there. We went up to the counter, and I said, where's the teacher who studies Middle Eastern history? And they said, oh, she's out for lunch right now. And the one who said that to me had a name tag, and under her name tag it said Egypt, so Egypt was her specialty. And so basically we were waiting for her to get back, and I don't really even know what I was going to ask her or what it pertained to, but I saw the dream was really interesting. If anyone has any interpretations, please share. Thanks.